Good morning, traders and investors. Palantir just smashed their earnings, revenue up 63% year over year, EPS up sharply, and yet the stock did not explode as we maybe all expected. So, what is going on here? And what does this mean as a retail trader? So stay tuned. I'm Norbert Menhardt. I protect and build wealth here at Wealthdown. So let's get started with a breakdown of the earnings report of Palantir, ticker symbol PLTR, a software company firm that helps governments and commercial clients integrate big data and AI in decision making. So up until recently, Palantir was mostly known for its government contracts, but its growth story is increasingly driven by commercial business. So the stock already surged this year, and traders are asking themselves, what's next, or can Palantir keep up this pace? So that's what we're going to try to find out here by reviewing the earnings report. Okay, earnings highlights. EPS up 0.2%, better than expected. A 0.70% was actually expected from all analysts. Revenue also up. Quota's revenue reached approximately 1.18 billion, up from the expected 1.09 billion, which is up 63% year to year. Just amazing earnings report there. The segment growth also astonishingly, the commercial US commercial growth is 121% year to year. They're just exploding on the commercial market, which is roughly they reported 397, I almost made it, millions. And the US government growth was also up almost 52%, roughly year to year, with 486 million. They guided for the Q4 a revenue which is also going to be up roughly between $1.32 a share and $1.33 or billion, sorry, not dollars per share. That's the revenue, not the EPS. So revenue guidance 1.327 billion to 1,327 billion to 1,331 billion. That's billion with the B. That's going to grow into the next quarter. So amazing growth there. Now let's take a look. Despite all of this good news, let's take a look at the price reaction. And the price went up when they reported, but after hours, it kind of gave back its umph. We have their last price roughly at $192 a share. But still, after the stock result, the Palantir stock, after the company reported their results, the Palantir stock rose initially, but the move was more muted than some might expect. Even the strong beat, I would have expected even more. But don't forget, much of this was already priced in. We have to be smart here. We have to, as investors, we have to be really cautious when we expect earnings if the price already has calculated in that earning, the stock price. So one reason is the evaluations is already lofty, and investors are parsing the stock guidance carefully. So from a trader's perspective, strong beat, check, but how much upside is there left? That's the question that remains. And for the moment, we can see, well, not much. And we're going to come later on to a bit of technical analysis. But now let's take a look at what management said. So Palantir's CEO, Alex Karp, this young fellow right here, called the commercial business a absolute juggernaut after it more than doubled in the past year. So of course he's cocky. Why not? So that kind of language is kind of loaded for traders, but it's possible to add some strong convictions, commercial rollout, which historically is less predictable than the government side. So his words carry weight. But remember, commercial juggernaut. Wow, that's a good one. Okay, so let's jump into a couple of charts here. Let's do some technical analysis. And also let's do a little bit of fundamental analysis. So Palantir is delivering a kind of growth that traders love. Double-digit growth, big beat, rise guidance, but the valuation is already, just take a look at this juggernaut of just like the commercial sector, this juggernaut of a growth for the company. Full flag, then came down a bit. This is the yearly chart. Just don't mind the technicals right here. We're going to come to them just in a couple of seconds. But the valuation is already pretty much high. Meaning, you need to think now as a trader, risk, reward, which one is greater? I would say risk is greater at the moment. So let's do a technical view on the entire thing. Assuming Palantir stock is trading at this near all-time highs, This is actually you can't see the close anymore. This was before. Actually, this is the close, but after the close, you can see the prices here at $207 a share. So 200, let's just say 210 range. The key support we'll watch here is the 180 to the 190, which is back here. 180, 190. Let's go to a weekly chart here. The 180, 190-ish, or maybe a daily. We get here much better. 180, 190-ish. This is where the 20-day moving average sits. And we can say that resistance is now in for the 200 range. It has never ever hit this range. So we are up there. Also, we take a look at the cloud here. Is the Ichimoku cloud. It's pretty much outside the cloud. So really a really bullish stock comes into the cloud. That would be less bullish, bearish. But if it just comes down here, touches the cloud, all good. After its major upside, if it has a little bit of pullback, stays above the cloud, that would be our sign that we could be good to go for another investment round. And if volume breaks above the 210 with momentum, it could be actionable. Without that, we have a risk of a pullback. So a couple of actionable points here. Maybe, this is not financial advice, as you know, this is not a financial advice, but channel here, just entertainment and ideas, maybe. Entry level, wait for a pullback, or I will wait for a pullback somewhere down here, 180, even 175. So everything that is here, it's a beautiful pullback for me. Everything from 184 to 133. I mean, this would be a really big pullback for the stock. We would measure this. This would be actually a 36% pullback. That's a massive pullback for the stock. But this would be a sign to accumulate a little bit more. Breakout idea. If Palantir closes convincingly above the 210, did not close, with strong volume behind it, then maybe it would trigger a leg upwards. Now, let's do also a little bit of risk control, because I want to also control our risk here. Tighten your stops, since multiple houses already own this story. Be careful there. So let's do a couple of retail investor takeaways. I'm also a retail investor. Bottom line is that Palantir's Q3 earnings results are excellent. Growth acceleration, commercial business expansion, outlook risen for retail traders. This is a viable momentum, but not right here. Don't forget, be cautious. Wait for a pullback. There's always a pullback. And if you're still convinced of the stock, maybe there's just a economic pullback, not necessarily a stock specific, then it would be good to go. The RSI is not massively oversold, but it is oversold at 71. We have seen RSI of 81, 83, and also 84.4 for this stock here back here in February 24. Again, 83. But MACD is also on a buy signal. I would wait for everything to come back and then maybe start adding to the stock, start adding to a good trade or even long-time investor. So if you have a time horizon for next 20 years, okay, just take a look at it. Exceptional earnings, exceptional outlook, but still, I would wait for a pullback. Okay, that's it for me. I'm Norbert Benhart. I build and protect wealth. You were watching Wealth Done. And if you're serious about trading and growing your stocks like, for example, Palantir, then hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell. Also, give this video a thumbs up. It just helps with the algorithm. This being said, catch you next time. Bye-bye.